Yo, highguard just came out a couple weeks ago, and I am absolutely in love with it. I love it. It's my favorite. Um, my God, what would it even be called? It's like Apex, Valorant, a random FPS raid shooter. It's got mounts. It's my favorite of all those types of games because unlike Apex, Valorant, any other game like that, I actually want to play this. So yeah, I figured why not just since I've got a bunch of hours in it already. I'm not even going to say how many because it's slightly embarrassing at this point. Just how early it is and how many hours I have already. But yeah, I figured why not go ahead and just make a tier list for all of the wardens and try and figure out which one is officially the best as of right now, currently speaking, because they're going to add more wardens. They're going to change the power and everything of their abilities. I'm sure they will at least, and everything. So, and as more maps come out, there will probably be a ton of maps where it absolutely makes some of them busted and makes some of them garbage on them because they all like their abilities are affected by the maps. I don't think that's gonna the maps are gonna come in any form of actual gameplay until ranked comes out, and then there will probably be a few people who genuinely take the time to figure out which maps are the best for which wardens. But yeah, as of right now, as of today, we're doing the Warden's tier list. Like I said, I think I said at least there are currently 8. So let's go ahead and just talk about them. Okay, before we begin this, let me go ahead and say I was on the game because I was going to use that to see what all their names were. I don't really remember all of their names as of right now. I'm just not that familiar with all the characters yet. But I was playing the game, and long story short, it crashed and it made me mad. So I'm not using that anymore. I'm now on Rainbow Six Siege. So I'm going to play that after I make this video instead of highguard. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at all of the passives, abilities, and grenades. Some of them have grenades for their passive, one of them does at least. But yeah, I'm just going to do it off of that. Which character is the best to play? Which one is objectively the best? This isn't going to be about my like inner feelings. If we were doing it over my inner feelings, Una 100%, that would be S tier. But we just gotta calm down because some of them look pretty cliche and really stupid whenever it comes to the design phase, but some of them are kind of look lame but are really good. So we're doing it just off of like objectively speaking, who is the best to play. This is for people who want to get into it and just want to try out new wardens and see who they like. First up is Atticus. Atticus has the worst ability, maybe not the worst, but a pretty bad ability. He throws down spears, and they're basically Tesla coils. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I think Nikola Tesla, is one of the coolest scientists ever. Tesla versus Lovecraft is one of my favorite games, like of all times. I just think it's a really neat game, and it has a really cool concept, but this ability kind of sucks. It's nothing but a little bit of a ooh, ouchie. It stung me a little bit. Now let me shoot it and kill it. And you only get up to 3 and then a long cooldown before it lets you do it again. And then his ultimate is one of the best ultimates whenever it comes to damage, but I personally just don't really like it. So if you end up mastering the whatever the ultimate and everything, I think he could be top of B, bottom of A, maybe. But that's as much as I could say for him because Atticus just he's the poster boy of this, even though he's the least cool looking. He's the most cliche looking, could be completely honest. But he is also just he's pretty good, but he's not he's the perfect middle ground. Well, kind of. Now, the next one is Condor. Condor has the passive that her bird shows you where people are, and the ability to force the bird to tell you where people are in a certain range. And an ultimate, this is one of my favorite ultimates to use, actually. I think it's just really fun. You call the bird, and then you take control of the bird, and you throw down with his wings a whole bunch of wind, like giant spheres of wind that like blocks their view. And while they're inside of it, they are revealed to you just like her actual ability, like our normal ability, and I really love that ultimate. But gameplay wise, it's really fun. But everything else wise, I think she's probably 8 here, just because knowing where people are is very, very important, especially in a map this big and everything. Knowing that someone is near you before they know you're there is a huge part of this game. Like, it is so easy to get kills whenever people don't know you're there, but you know they're there. It's just genuinely insane how good her abilities are for this game, especially with how big the maps are and everything. Peak right there. I would say top of A, maybe. We'll see how this goes. Next up is, I think his name is Redmane or something. He's a big old bear, her. Yeah, you get me. You get me. Yeah, his abilities are he can charge up a slash attack, which breaks walls and damages reinforced walls. It takes about 2 or 3, I can't remember. I think it's 2 to destroy a reinforced wall. But you can also hold it to charge it up and leap, which is very impressive. It takes 2 hits with his attack to kill people as well, which is awesome. Now, all of that is very good. It's a huge part of this game where you have to destroy walls. There are multiple ways you can do it without his ability, and multiple easy ways, to be completely honest. But his abilities make it a lot easier and everything. And his like everything about him makes it a million times easier. And his ultimate is you roar basically, and then it damages enemies near you and breaks a ton of walls. His ultimate isn't that good in combat. I personally wouldn't use it unless the person's shield is broke and at least half of their health is gone. You should be able to get a kill like that. You should. I've done it a couple times. But it is very hit or miss with the damage. But breaking the walls is huge whenever it comes to just making areas in enemy bases so that you can actually get to where you need to blow it up and everything. I would honestly put him on A tier just because his abilities like genuinely help you. I think either man, Condor is really good. It's a very good for combat and everything, but I think Redmane just has just overall better like abilities for this game, like the style of gameplay this game expects you to use. Now, next up is Kai. Man, man, Kai, his ability is a wall that you can. Oh, yeah, passive for Redmane up here. I'm moving them right now so you know who I'm talking about. Whenever you kill people, you get increased reload speed and running speed and stuff like that. Actually, he might be S tier. Yeah, that passive kind of makes him S tier, I think. Kai, you create an ice wall. You can create an ice wall and you can push it forward if you want to after it's up. And his passive is rebuilding broken walls. Huge for this game, especially so that you don't have to spend money or just go and break a ton of barrels until you find a rebuild a wall, repair a wall type of thing. Very good passive right there. And his ultimate makes him a giant frost. I said giant frost giant. It's frost giant, and you can use a shield. And he has an attack where he slams his fist into the ground, and it tremors roll forward, and you know they damage people. You have a huge amount of health whenever you're in frost giant form. Genuinely impressive. Personally, I don't like him. I think I hate him actually. He's very good at defense, but his walls don't really do much until you're actually defending. He's very situational whenever it comes to his walls and everything. Sometimes it can absolutely carry, and other times it kind of just does pretty bad. Now, overall, I think he's better than Atticus. Top of B. I just think he's better than Atticus, to be completely honest. He is good for defense, but not much else. His main form, I've seen people tear through entire teams multiple times with his Frost Giant form, his ultimate, and I personally suck with it. He's too slow. His shield doesn't really tank that much damage, and He doesn't damage enough, I don't think. But yeah, somebody else in their hands, he might be an S tier, but with me personally, he's a B tier, and I think he's like objectively a B tier. I think. Next up, we've got. I want to say her name is Scarlet or Vixen. It might be one of those two. I think it's Scarlet though. She looks just like Scarlet from G.I. Joe too, so maybe I'm just thinking of that. But whatever. Her passive is to phase walls. She just makes it disappear with some sand particles. What in the world? Okay, yeah. Everything I said for Redmayne, double it here. You can just go through walls. Yours or enemies doesn't matter. Yeah, that's actually insane. It doesn't last forever, but it lasts for quite a while, and the passive regenerates really fast. It's genuinely a lifesaver sometimes whenever you have to get to a bomb right before the the timer runs out, whether you're defending or attacking, and you need to defuse or plant it. Just it's a really good ability. And then you've got her ability that was a passive ability where she goes invisible and runs. That's about it. I've been having a lot of fun hitting people with the melee. I haven't been able to figure out if it's always an instant kill or if I'm just getting really lucky and they're already damaged, but I'm fairly certain it's always an instant kill if you hit someone with your melee attack while invisible, which is really cool if true because it fits the assassin aesthetic perfectly. Uh, yeah, she kind of peak actually. I hated her at first, but I'm genuinely starting to absolutely adore her. She is so cool. I think A tier, top of A. Her invisibility doesn't really do much unless you're actually just trying to get straight to the like where you need to plant the bomb and everything. But other than that, it's not really that good because if you're in a fight with someone and you try to run away with it, they already know where you are, so they can figure out where you are anyways. Yeah, think of it as Sombra's thing too, like in Overwatch. It's literally just that there's an area where once you get that close, they can see you. So watch out for that as well. Always go up behind them if you do go for the melee kill. And the passive, as far as that goes, it's one of the best passives in this game. Like full stop. It definitely is. Next up is Mara, this game's version of Moira from, Overwatch. Her ability is to throw out a little jar thing, and whenever it breaks, it gives someone a extra bar of shield, which is pretty good actually. It's not game changing, but it's definitely helpful. And if you throw it at someone with zero shield, it actually fills that bar before the rest is filled, so you can save someone pretty easily with it if you time it right and they don't, run right back in right after you give them the shield. It takes a little bit of intelligence on both sides, to be completely honest. But yeah, that's the ability. The passive is you can sacrifice enemy souls and tentacles will jump up and drag their spirits to hell. And after that happens, it recharges one of your ability charges, which is awesome. So cool. Genuinely, really, really, really dope, dude. I really like the aesthetic of it and everything, but it definitely helps whenever your team actually thinks about it and is like, oh, maybe I should let the Mara do it so that we can have some shield. Because some people will run straight in front of you after you kill someone and then stab the soul with the stupid handle of their axe instead of just letting you do your thing and drag their souls to hell so that you can throw shields to them because they're about to die. Man, man, man. I can't wait until people playing this game actually learn how to do the game. But yeah, that's everything with Mara. Mara is probably, I don't know, she's pretty helpful, but she's also kind of selfish in her gameplay because you gotta keep on getting souls and everything, and then I don't know, she's like a support, but not super good at being a support. She might be B tier, maybe. I don't think anyone's gonna be C tier, but I think she might be B tier. I think, hmm, I'm gonna put her right below Kai because Atticus has really nothing except attacking stuff. Mara is support and regaining her ability and everything, and then Kai actually has that really good passive and ice walls, which are both very, very good for defense. So I think that's pretty good for the B tiers. Now we are getting to my main dude, Una. I really, really dig this chick. I like Una a lot. Is she that good? You'll see in 1 second. Una, passive. Little sprite dudes, little people of the forest, the Fae folk jump up and offer you weird little gifts that you can either take or just ping for your allies. Um, Sometimes it'll be armor that's actually a clip above what the rest of the people are able to get, which is really fun when that happens. I really love that. And it can also be literally anything else. It's really good. Then you have her ability where she can throw out 3 sprites, or it can be a lot more than 3 if the cooldowns are quick enough, but it's usually 3. And then once they all get done with the cooldown, they should be despawned or killed. They're very easy to kill. But yeah, at a time, you should have 3, and they throw flashbangs at people, which damage them lightly. It can kill people if they're down to 20 life, which is really funny whenever it happens because I always get in a firefight and then my flashbang dude just out of nowhere chunks a rock at someone and they explode and die. It's really funny. Then the ultimate is called Mother of the Forest Mother, Mother of the Forest God, Forest Goddess, something like that. It's a stationary. All of them are stationary. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's a stationary giant int. If you know what that is, like from Lord of the Rings and D&D. It's like a little int with 3 heads. I really like the Feywild, like aesthetic of Una. It's just really cool. I've always dug the Feywild though, and that one chunks grenades. Actually, not grenades. I got a good look at it because I got killed by an Una's ult, and they chunk the sprites at you. It's really funny. It spawns and then it throws them at you. It's really good. I really like that little bit of detail. I never even noticed it until that game, and I played Una for many games before that one. But yeah, I really really dig Una. But do I think she's that good? This is yet another one that is kind of the perfect blend of defense and attack because the ultimate will destroy every single wall in your enemy's base if you position it correctly. I always save my ult until we go into the base because it will destroy all of the walls surrounding a bomb that you need to plant, and it is perfect for just getting in and out really quick. The sprites themselves do not throw their flashbangs enough, like very often, but they do it enough to get some really good gameplay out of and get a few really good kills. They are also very good for whenever they try to peek a corner and they don't notice the sprite and they get flashbang by it because it slows them down just a little bit and like just long enough for you to kill them. It's really good. So they're really good for defense, and you can throw any of the abilities out for just a firefight, like a random one in a open area. Just throw them. If you get behind cover, just throw them down, and they'll be really good, like little I don't know, like little dudes to help you out during a normal firefight. So honestly, I think Una is probably Condor gives a lot of recon, and Scarlet is really good about getting in and out really fast with both her passive and ability. But Una can do so much damage with her ultimate and can actually keep you alive for a lot longer just because of the sprites and everything. Like having that little bit of reinforcement, even if all of your other teammates are off doing random stuff, it's just so important to have like that type of little goons to do whatever you want. And I honestly think that Una is either top or middle of A tier. And it could change depending on the circumstance. But as of right now, I would say Una is a middle of A tier. I think Una is just the perfect blend of defense and offense that this game really, really needs to actually win games and stuff in this. I think, yeah, I think that's perfect. It's middle of A. Now we have Kin, or the person that looks just like Kin from you know, Street Fighter. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Was it Cage? Maybe Cage. Maybe something else. I can't really remember, to be completely honest. His passive is actually something a little bit different than everyone else's. Everyone else has a passive that is actually gameplay wise and like, building walls. You get faster and everything after you kill. You can sacrifice people to satiate your hunger, that type of stuff. You can rebuild walls, destroy walls, phase through walls. You can see people, that type of stuff. This guy has a grenade. It's called the magma ball, is what I'm pretty sure. I remember it being called that. Yeah, magma ball. It's so cool. Best grenade in the game. Only grenade as of right now that is a passive. Um, Really cool. This guy is pure damage. If you want someone who can just deal like crap ton of damage and keep people where you want them, this is who you want. So yeah, the passive is a grenade called Magma Ball. Can you guess what it does? Yes, it explodes, and then there's a giant puddle of magma there. It's really good. It's really fun to use. The ability itself is, I don't know, I'm gonna call it Firewall. That just sounds cool. You move your hand into a fist formation, and it summons a giant trail of fire. And when I say giant, I mean giant, giant. It is very long. It goes forward, and then as it goes forward, it starts to explode and then explodes forward and deals damage like that. It's really cool. It's very good for keeping people back or bringing people forward, depending which one you want to do. It's just pretty good, to be completely honest. It's nothing to call home about, but it's a really good, just like I said, keep back or keep forward type of thing. Um, yeah, that's it. That's all he does. And his ultimate is, think Apex Legends with what's his name? Gibraltar, I want to say, the Hawaiian dude with the big old armor. I used to love playing him in Apex Legends whenever I actually played that game. But yeah, I think his name is Gibraltar. Think his, where he calls down the mortar strike and it's in that circle, except it's meteors from the heavens, and whenever they blow up, magma is left over. So Gibraltar's thing, but cooler, basically. It is really good for destroying upper level walls, and pretty good for damaging enemies whenever you actually need to, keeping them away from the shield, the breaker, keeping them near where you want them to be, just holding them in an area to where you can throw your ability and a grenade in there so that you can do even more chip damage with all that fire. Just there's so many possibilities with his ult. But yeah, to be completely honest, it's a pretty peak ult whenever it comes to damage. This guy is purely based on damage. There's a lot of people that I said were a perfect blend of defense and offense, but this guy is just offense. He wants to burn you, and that is it. Now, do I think that's a very good playstyle for this game? Yeah, yeah, it can be. If you can actually, if you can put your money where your mouth is and actually do something with his abilities, then yes, it is absolutely good. This isn't a game where you're kind of screwed if you don't have defense. As long as you can keep the shield breaker and everything, you're fine. You are genuinely fine to be playing someone with only damage. And I think this is one of the best characters for just damage. Is he good enough to break through to the A or even S tier? No, I don't think so. I think maybe A tier, just because he is good at dealing damage and making people go where you want them to go. But at the same time, with zero defense, someone who doesn't know how to play him or doesn't play him to his full capacity could be screwed. They could just be straight up screwed. So I think right now I'm going to have to put Kin in the top of B tier just because he's very powerful. But if you don't know how to use him, when to use his abilities, when to use his ult, you will be screwed. To be completely honest, if you can use him to his full capacity, I could see him rising the ranks and getting to the top of A. Yeah. So, that's the entire tier list. I know this has been a long video for just 8 characters, but I think this is a pretty good way of figuring out how the gameplay of highguard is meant to be played and ways you can get around how it's meant to be played, because there is a definite more emphasis on defense than there is offense. But if you use the right characters, you can just skip every single bit of defense and go straight to only attacking at all times, which is great. So S tier is Redmayne. I think that his abilities of destroying and making walls basically inept and absolutely useless, and his passive of being able to kill people and just keep moving faster and faster as he kills them is absolutely peak. He is the perfect offensive character in this game, and I genuinely think if you can master him, you will be tearing through entire teams in no time. In A tier, we have Scarlet. She is so good at stealth. She has instant melee kills, as far as I know. Like I said, I don't really know yet. And her ability to phase through walls is just too good to be ignored, to be completely honest. I didn't even talk about her ultimate because her ultimate is just powerful daggers. You can only throw 6, but it reduces your cooldown for other things whenever you know, kill people with it. So I mean, it's not much to talk about, but the ability and passive kind of just take up most of how you play her, anyways. So yeah, a cool assassin throwing daggers. It's a fine ultimate, I guess. In second place on A tier, we have Una. Everything about her is made for both defense and offense in different ways. Her kit can be used in so many versatile ways, it's just hard to say that she isn't supposed to be an A tier. Condor. Knowing where people are in a map this big before they know where you are is just beautiful. Chef's kiss. B tier, which is as low as we get, actually. I don't really know. I mean, to be completely honest, I think Atticus might be in C tier. I know he's the poster boy, but I just hate him. He's not that good. Now, B tier, we have Kin. His abilities are just made to burn away your enemy as fast as possible. And even whenever you're not trying to burn them away, you can keep them away as far away as possible with with his ability. Now, Kai isn't my favorite, but I am willing to admit that his defensive abilities are absolutely peak. The ability to be able to rebuild your tower's walls and everything before the next assault is invaluable. 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 Yep, that's the word, whatever. And the frost walls, while they're not my favorite, especially the pushing them, they are very useful for defense and offense, pushing or being pushed. Mara is just the only support we have right now, to be completely honest, and I think she's really good. Especially when, like I said, you have teammates that will allow you to use her to her full potential. Really depends who you're playing with. Like I said, depends on intelligence on both sides. C tier is Atticus. I'm sorry, he's the lamest looking one. He plays the lamest. His ability just sucks. It's just annoying and it can be destroyed so fast. It's like Una's ability, but lesser in every single way, to be completely honest. I'm sorry, it's just not good. And his ult, yeah, his ult is the best whenever it comes to damage, but it's also pretty easy to kill him while he's flying around in the air. You know what I mean? It's just, God, I hate Atticus so much. But yeah, this is the official tier list for highguard as of right now. If any changes or updates or even new operators, not operators, my god, sorry. Like I said, I'm about to play Rainbow Six. If any new guardian, my god, what are they called? War? No, oh my god, I said it earlier. Whatever I said earlier, I can't remember right now. I don't care. If any new of them come out, I will go ahead and make another video like this if it changes significantly. Hopefully it does. I'm expecting some big updates and stuff in the future, hopefully. I think it would be cool to see them flex their creative I don't know, muscles or whatever, just to see what they can really pull out of this game's udders. Let's just milk this game. Well, no, don't milk the game. That would be pretty bad, actually, for the consumer and everything. Let's just season it with some juices. How about that? That sounds better, right? I don't know. But yeah, hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, subscribe. We're almost to 500 subscribers still, so yeah, definitely subscribe. Are you liking highguard? Be weird if you sat through this video, even though you didn't. But yeah, comment about all of your thoughts on highguard so far. I know it was a very hotly debated game whenever it first came out. Have you loosened up on it at all? Have you fallen for its whimsical charm? See ya.